What's going on, guys, and welcome to another video talking about Gran Turismo Sport. I've done a couple of these videos in the past. The first one, which has got a hell of a lot of views on this channel at the moment, is me talking about just about a month before the game came out why I wasn't going to be picking up Gran Turismo Sport. I mainly talked about how the game doesn't have a career mode. If you want to watch that video, link will be in the description. Same with the second video I did, which was a couple of weeks later, where I just responded to some comments from that original video. That video's got the first one's got over 50,000 views right now. And a hell of a lot of comments, a hell of a lot of dislikes as well, because there's people not agreeing with me. So I did a follow-up video to try and go over a few things that people were saying and, you know, justifying my opinion. Remember, this is all about opinion. However, I think this video, more than the other one, is more just kind of, it's more common sense, because today we're going to be talking about how there are only 6 real-world locations in Gran Turismo Sport. Now, just before I get started, I do want to link in the description down below to Fail Race's video. He did a review on Gran Turismo Sport the other day, and this is where I found out most of this information, well, really all of this information from. I didn't know too much about the game because, like I said, I haven't picked it up because, you know, I just didn't feel like I needed to. So I watched his review. It's a 40+ minute review, but he talks about the thing that I'm going to be talking about today, and a lot of other stuff. Goes into a lot of detail about the game. It's a really good review. I recommend you check it out. Link will be down below. But yeah, so there are only 6 real-world locations in Gran Turismo Sport. Now, by this I mean real-world circuits. So we have Autodromo de Interlagos. Don't even know what that circuit is, but there's one. We've got Brands Hatch, we've got Mount Panorama, we've got the Nürburgring, Suzuka, and Willow Springs. Those are the only real-world locations we have. Now, yeah, there's multiple versions of these tracks. I mean, you know, we've got Brands Hatch Indy and Brands Hatch GP. We've got Nürburgring GP, Nordschleife, some other tourist layout, the 24-hour. We've got Suzuka Circuit East. Then we've got Willow Springs, Big Willow, Horse Thief Mile, and Streets of Willow. There's different layouts of these tracks, but really the layouts are just, you know, slightly different routes around the same track. They're in the same location, but as for actual locations, there are only 6 real-world locations in this game, which is absolutely ridiculous. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be saying, well, they'll be adding more in DLC, and the DLC for GT Sport will be free. I know it's going to be free. That is good. It needs to be free. If the DLC isn't free, then this game is just going to go down a whole different path of shitness. But yeah, they'll probably add some more tracks later on. But you know, when it's a full price game, you expect there to be a lot of tracks from standard. So let's just compare this to a couple of other games of recent date. So GT Sport, 6 real world locations. The game that came before this, GT6, back in 2013, that's what, 4 years ago now? Yep, 4 years ago, that had 19 real-world locations from what I could count. There may be a couple in there that weren't actually real-world locations. No, actually no, GT6 was, they set it up properly on the page, so yeah, GT6, 19 real-world locations, compared to the newer game with 6. Okay, Forza 7 just came out a little while ago. From what I could count, 31-ish, 30 to 31 real-world locations. That's a lot more. Project Cars 2, 43 real-world locations from what I counted. Yeah, that's 43 for Project Cars 2, 6 for Gran Turismo Sport. Both these games cost the same amount of money. Actually, Project Cars 2, when it came out, was actually cheaper. I found it cheaper than GT Sport when it first came out by only about $10, but yeah, so GT Sport, technically the more expensive game, around about the same price though, and Project Cars 2 has a hell of a lot more tracks. A hell of a lot more tracks. I mean, Jesus. Now, GT Sport has original circuits as well. It has, let's have a look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 original circuits there. Then it has one, the Tokyo Expressway City Circuit. Then it has a few dirt/snow circuits as well. I'm not sure if they're real or not, but it has a few of them. So it does have some other stuff in there, but you know, as for real world circuits, I mean, it's missing so many that were in other games. Like, I mean, GT6, it had Laguna Seca. I expected that to be in there. Things like Silverstone, you know, what other things? I mean, you know, there's so many tracks. I mean, even if they're not going to put in new tracks, at least bring in some from GT6. I think GT Sport is in a new engine. I mean, you know, we are going from PS3 to PS4 with this, but you know, I expected there to be more than 6 locations. Now, like I said, I reckon they will be adding more locations in DLC updates and stuff, which I expect to be free. That's what they've said. Same with cars and stuff. But you know, you expect when you buy a game for there to be more tracks than this. Which is absolutely ridiculous. Now, so the 6 real world circuits, let me just have a look actually with the original circuits, which is what, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, there's 17 different locations altogether in this game, including the original, the city, and the dirt/snow circuits. So even with every single different location in this game, there's still less circuits, less locations altogether than in the previous GT6. Then GT6 had just in real world tracks. So that's pretty ridiculous, I think. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I expect there to be a lot of dislikes, a lot of hate in this, but I mean, how can that be justified? 6 locations with a full price game, a game that also doesn't have a career mode, has a few little other issues with it from what I've seen, and also has a pretty poor car list. I don't understand why GT Sport is going right at the moment. I mean, you know, I'm going to keep an eye on this game. I'm going to see what's happening. I want to know what you guys think in the comments below. But thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.